It's Dr. Cersei with your video summary for today, September 6th, 2011. Today we finished talking about Beowulf. We started class by discussing the Jane Chance article on the structural effect of Grendel's mother on the poem. We ended class by considering Beowulf's legacy. Our quotation has to do with Beowulf's legacy, where we read, these are the final 3 lines of the poem. They said that he was of all the kings of the world, the mildest of men and the most gentle, the kindest to his folk and the most eager for fame. The question is that legacy authentic? Is that really Beowulf's legacy? And 2, are the people really in the best position to say that? Are they the ones who should judge, or does the poet, who's writing at a distant time, at a different place, in a better position to give us Beowulf's true legacy? Now, one of the things we talked about was Beowulf's pride. That in many ways, Beowulf was a warrior who just happened to wear a crown. Beowulf's mentality as a warrior was geared around arrogance, around a desire to bring praise and honor to his lord. But as a king, these really aren't the attributes that you necessarily want, especially when we can see by his training that the men he's put around himself to help him run away at the sight of the dragon, which is the real first attack they've had in 50 years of Beowulf reigning. So, how are we to judge Beowulf's pride? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, we talked about 3 different ways to generate close readings of poems. We can look at symbols, which are recurring images. We can look at typology, which are recurring patterns of action. We can also look at previous speeches and see how they play themselves out. And so when we looked back at Hrothgar's speech, his sermon to Beowulf after he kills Grendel's mother, we discover that Beowulf had been explicitly told, don't put your trust in earthly things because you will die. Anybody who trusts in what they can do on this earth will eventually fall. Pride comes before a fall. That was the gist of Hrothgar's speech. Now at the end of the poem, Beowulf, like Hrothgar, has been ruling for 50 years. Beowulf, like Hrothgar, has his kingdom attacked by a monster. Beowulf, like Hrothgar, has his house burned to a crisp. But Beowulf responds in arrogance. He fights the dragon for himself, and while he defeats the dragon ultimately in a way that Hrothgar doesn't with Grendel, Beowulf is dead. His pride has felled him. He has now provided a line of succession. And so, as a synecdoche for this culture, Beowulf comes to embody the best and worst of Anglo-Saxon culture. In fact, the same attributes that make him great also make him a poor ruler. Next time, we'll take a look at Geoffrey Monmouth's History of the Kings of Britain, where we'll examine the ways in which Arthur is like and unlike Beowulf.